Alright, in today's video, I'll be going over the peppers I'll be growing this year by seed. The previous video I made was about tomatoes. This one will be about peppers. First thing I'll say is peppers are what I consider one of the hardest things to germinate, even with a heat mat. You want a window of at least 8 to 12 weeks. I would say lean more towards 12 weeks to give yourself enough time for proper germination, as well as some plant growth and development where you actually have big enough transplants to transplant into your garden. I find that sometimes it takes well over 2 weeks to get germination of my peppers, and that is with a proper lighting and a warming mat as well. So let's get started, and I will actually be starting my pepper transplants next weekend. All right, so I'm just going random here. Lipstick pepper is a sweet red pepper. It is open pollinated. You can save the seeds from it. I believe all these you can save the seeds from. I don't think any of these are hybrids. So lipstick sweet red pepper performs really well. I actually got these seeds for free. My wife really liked them. We just continue growing. They have a very sweet flavor when they're picked red, decent thickness and flesh. And they just taste really good. Very bright flavor, and they grow pretty well. So like medium size, maybe about 2 to 4 ounces. Not large, but they do pretty well. Another pepper, sweet red pepper, is the, hope I'm saying this wrong, saying this right, Lesya, the Lesya pepper. Now it is also a red pepper, but it actually, as you can see in this picture, it gets some different colors to it, some purple and some dark green. It is a very sweet pepper, and it has a very thick flesh. According to the seed catalog, it actually has the thickest flesh of any sweet pepper they've ever seen. They're very hearty, thick peppers with good flavor. And what's interesting is that this pepper variety comes from Ukraine, not a part of the world that you would think about peppers coming from. But sure enough, this variety is from Ukraine. Another pepper I have not grown before, and this is a yellow jalapeno called lemon spice. As you can see in this picture I have here, I have open. There's 3 different ones you can choose from. They have a yellow, a red, and an orange, and the flavor and spice profile is all a little bit different. But they were bred by New Mexico, University of New Mexico, and they were bred using natural back crossing techniques, resulting in extra spicy and super eye-catching fruit. And they're supposed to do really well, perform really well, and they are adapted to hot, dry New Mexican climates. I don't live in a dry climate, but I do live in a hot climate. So an interesting variety to grow. So I'll be interested to try this. I do like jalapenos. I typically just buy some jalapenos and start using that often. So I figured I'd try to grow like this one jalapeno plant. I thought, well, it'd be kind of cool to grow something a little bit different. As you can see, it's very pretty. Another one I like to grow, these are just some seeds I saved from the Lesya pepper, is Shishito. It's a Japanese pepper. I actually did make a video about this one. It's very short. I was actually harvesting it, the peppers. I showed you how many I pulled off the plants. It was before a big storm, and I was just trying to harvest them before they got tore up. They produce like crazy, man. If you seriously, for 2 people, just grow 1 plant unless you want peppers all the time. They produce like mad. By far the #1 producing pepper plant I have ever seen. It just knocks them out. And you can't wait till they get red, which takes a while. They're typically always used green. And people put them into some hot oil, a little bit of salt, blister them, and put them on the side. They're used in different types of stir fries, and sometimes you can use them for tempura. A very light, thin-skinned pepper that just blows the water off anything when it comes to its ability to produce. And I'm telling you, if you go plant a handful of these peppers, you're gonna have more peppers than you possibly know what to do with. I mean, it's overwhelming how many peppers this plant produces. It's just crazy. Another one I don't have is cayenne. I typically may grow this every few years. I typically just buy the plants. There's not that many varieties out there to grow, but I really like cayenne peppers. One of the things I like about the cayenne pepper is they're versatile. So one, the plants produce extremely well, very, very well. Due to their very low moisture content, they freeze extremely well. You can just put them in the bag, put them in the freezer, and when you need peppers, just take them out and cut them up and put them in your dishes. And they don't seem to really degrade in the freezer at all. All that heat and flavor is still there. And of course, you can tie them up. And, if the string and stuff, my wife has done that, and you hang them, you let them dry out, and you grind them up. Boom. You got red pepper, or you have cayenne powder, depending on how far you want to grind them, what you have to grind it with. So it's something that there's very versatile plant. So a couple of varieties I'm probably just not going to grow. It's just, this is enough peppers. I don't need any more. But I have grown is the Poblano pepper. Poblano pepper is like the #1 chili pepper grown in Mexico and used. If you've ever been to like a Mexican restaurant, you may see some, not many carry it, like stuffed poblano pepper. They typically stuff it and they fry it. It has a little bit of heat to it, so it has a little bit of spiciness, not much. The sizes do vary. It has like a dark green color, but it's a popular pepper. And if you know what it is, you know what it is. Another one, a little bit larger than poblano, a little bit potentially less heat. They can pick up some spice. Larger is the cubanelle. As the name implies, it's a Cuban pepper. It's also popular plant in the Dominican, Puerto Rico, used in a lot of different cookings. It's much lighter and lighter green color than poblano. It gets bigger, and they tend to get like some crazy shapes. Like they can really like start off big, and they really start to narrow down towards the bottom. They'll curl up and they twist on themselves. I was actually at Walmart today getting groceries, and they happen to have some there. And of course, theirs were much bigger than the ones I grow. I grow them organically, and they were quite large, probably 8 inches plus in length, if not longer, and quite wide. I mean, they were significant size peppers, but they're popular used in different dishes and stuffing. But these over here are more than enough to grow. And it's just, I get overwhelmed with the peppers. So anyway, only tips, like I said before, start germinating sooner than later with peppers. They are the hardest vegetable plant to germinate than anything. I can get tomatoes germinated within a few days. I really struggle with peppers, even with a heat mat. They just take longer. So start earlier than later. If they start too early, you can always upsize them in bigger containers until they're ready to be put outside. Anyway, till next time, I hope y'all have a great day.